So with that said, we'd like to call first on our list. I believe Dr. Deutsch has not joined us yet. So we will move forward with Tanya Taylor.
Hi, thank you. That's Tanya Taylor. Thank you so much. I'm Tanya Taylor from Hartford, Connecticut, 190 Oxford Street. I work for a nonprofit accountability group in Hartford. We are an anti-racist advocacy group that advocates for Black and disabled people in Hartford, Connecticut. Our goal is to get resources into the Black community because we know that Black people right now in this COVID-19 pandemic are dying at a disproportionate rate due to lack of resources. A lot of people don't have access to fresh food. They don't have access to very clean water because of the pipes in Hartford and some of the poorer neighborhoods like the North End. Some buildings that I've been in working, doing the social work, there's roaches in the pipes. So even if people want to stay hydrated, these slumlords keep, they're not like bombing the houses or sending exterminators. A lot of people, we have a mutual aid with Summer Solutions Hartford. A lot of the families that we serve are telling us stories of landlords not coming through for them because of like non-payment of rent. Even though we know that's illegal, you still have to provide services for your tenant. If, even if they're not paying rent until you evict them, you still have a right to upkeep the property, and you cannot be left in the air like that. If something is wrong with your apartment, that is a safety issue. So bring that to legal aid in the courts if that does happen. Another thing that we come across is a lot of people can't pay their rent right now. A lot of people can't pay bills. There's no stimulus coming for people. So we get a lot of requests for free groceries and diapers, but also people asking if we can pay a whole month's rent, and we do not have those resources. So I spend a lot of time fundraising, tapping into my networks on social media, on the internet, my neighbors, asking and persuading people who have more resources to help the less fortunate and to help poor people, because right now people, families, especially children, they're suffering. Hartford Public Schools are not providing enough laptops. A lot of kids cannot do their virtual learning because they're simply tuned out. Their IEPs, their learning plans, if they have learning disabilities, have not been updated to cater to their virtual learning styles. So a lot of kids are just tuned out. We have a laptop program called Education for Black Students. We want to provide Wi-Fi for students right now because a lot of kids are not having internet to even do their classes. Comcast has a plan for kids to, get free internet, but they can't because a lot of people have that back bill because Comcast is expensive and your bill gets high and then, it gets cut off, but you don't have that $300, $400, whatever they charge, and to cut it back on to even get the internet essentials. So that's one of our programs. And then we just keep hearing stories like this, and it's just horrible because where are the services? What organizations are doing what? Nobody has housing vouchers. There's no Section 8. They say they want to desegregate CT, but all I'm seeing is Black and brown push out and more police. The police are becoming more violent. We go to a protest at a rally the other day to combat the Trump supporters, and they arrested people who are, for the community, who are trying to protect from the racism that a lot of the Hartford police are protecting. So, I just keep seeing things like that, and it's horrible. People think these national stories like Breonna Taylor and George Floyd are only in the United States, but it's in Connecticut too. They killed Zoe Dowdell, Jason Negron, Jay Bryant. The list goes on. Mubarak Salamane. The police are killing people on a regular. So we just need to look out for those things and look out for each other and do some mutual aid, volunteer, give what you can, donate to your local food pantry, and wear your mask, social distance still, because the numbers are going up. It's going to get worse for people, and we keep sugarcoating it, but a lot of people have a lot, but the people that don't have a lot, they don't have anything. So we're barely trying to stay afloat right now. We get a lot of free groceries and just trying to get it out to people. That's the least we can do and help them cook meals. But a lot of people are suffering, and we need people to step up and, either come to our meetings, Nonprofit Accountability Group, November 16th, 5 to 6.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. And my apologies for mispronouncing your name, Tanya Taylor. Thank you very much for your comments. Next, we have on our list Patricia Gaskin.
Hello, my name is Patricia Gaskin. I live at 926 Park Street in Hartford, Connecticut. I've worked as a school bus monitor for the Hartford Public Schools for 20 years. Let me tell you what's going on. Many months ago, during the first wave of the pandemic, Governor Lamont issued an executive order that directed towns to continue paying municipal and Board of Education frontline workers, including school bus drivers and monitors in every municipality where CSEA represents school bus workers, except Hartford. We have been successful in working with towns to ensure school bus workers to continue receiving their full pay, even when students are attending class online. In Hartford, we don't know yet. In Hartford, we do not yet know whether we will receive our full pay in Hartford. If Hartford moves on to online learning, many of us live paycheck to paycheck, and we cannot afford to lose even one day of pay. We are here today to ask members of the City Council to make sure that the bus drivers and monitors receive their full pay when Hartford moves to hybrid learning model or online only. This is a matter of survival for me and my members, and it is in everyone's interest to do what we can do to retain the talent and dedicated workers who provide school transportation service. During the pandemic, Hartford received millions of state, federal dollars. Like other cities and towns, Hartford was told they were getting the money and how it should be spent. A lot of the money was to make sure frontline service workers continue to receive pay, especially during school closure. I'll say it again, in Hartford, and only in Hartford, we do not yet have an agreement that will guarantee that we continue to receive our full pay in keeping with the spirit of the governor's executive order. Our union has been in touch with Speaker Ritter about this issue. The Speaker and the whole Hartford delegation have fought hard for CARES Act transportation dollars, and this is something that we'll be watching. I know that all of us can work together to fix this problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gaskin, for your comments. Next, we have Horacilis Coriano. My apologies for mispronouncing your name.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Good, thank you.
Basically, my concern is this. The pandemic has had us to the point that we get into these buses, okay? They clean them, they do what they have to do. But some of these epidemic is still rising within teachers, students, and drivers. Now, my thing is, why is it that if they're going to end up paying us, why not pay us the 5 full days a week that we are here in the morning dealing with this pandemic, dealing with the kids? Some of the kids, they do not listen. Sometimes you have to be extra nice and extra careful on telling the children, listen, this is what you're going to sit at. You know, and we put up with some of these parents as well. You know, they know this pandemic is going on. It's hard for us drivers to try to discipline the children. And as far as discipline, what I mean by that is that we are caring for these children. The company asks us to do the COVID-19. We are obeying by the code. We have to go by the code. But we also need to know and find out that if they're going to do the closing and they're going to have us for 4 days, it's not fair that other companies in other towns are getting paid fully 5 days a week. Some of them are even getting paid 5 days a week and they still at home. The company has shut down certain places. And still we have this concern with Hartford. We always seem to be the last one to get things updated. It's like they exclude us for certain things, or everything has to be a hush-hush. You know, our concern is the food on the table, the children safety, the children getting in a bus, everybody following the guidelines, and as well with the mask. You know, we have to do all that, but we also would like to know that if they're going to end up doing the 4 days, we need to get paid a whole full week. It's not fair if they already gave them the money. I don't know how is that they're going to break it down, but if it's going to be like this, we need to understand that a lot of us have worked for too many years. I've been 23 years working on the school bus company in and out of town. And my concern is, like I said, things are popping up with the COVID-19, with students, with teachers, and drivers. And you know, as far as everything else, like Patricia has said, something needs to happen now. Can't be waiting and sitting back in the burner, like waiting for everything to get fixed. And we need this now.
Thank you very much for your comments. I believe Dr. Larry Deutsch, Councilman Larry Deutsch, has joined our call. Dr. Deutsch, are you on?
I am indeed. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. We just had a missed phone ID. In any case, thank you. I'm glad you're having another meeting. And I just like to make sure that we in City Council, that everyone in City Council shows the respect for everyone else, including not only the majority but also the minority members, non-democratic members. And I hear that that's been coming along. And also that anyone who calls or send a letter should have a response. Any constituent, I think, should have a response, and I hope that the whole City Council agrees when a question is asked that a person deserves a proper response by mail or email or some kind of thing. We don't want to have the Republicans just ignored the Democrats or the minority at that time. Any case here, my primary concern is that, as I've raised before, the workers in Department of Public Works and Sanitation, don't you agree, don't many of us agree, are now underpaid. They have been, many of us have raised this question, that they have gotten less in the way of raises over the past years, and their recommendation for hazard pay is certainly worthwhile to get that just the same as many other, certain other city services do. So a hazard pay is important, and it's not correct to answer that nothing can be done until the next contract is settled. There are ways by which a focus between the mayor and the council and the union can be opening that avenue for hazard pay just on those terms without bothering the whole rest of the contract, which is under negotiation. No one on city council should accept the idea that nothing can be done, and you'd all look good, all of us, if you gave them as a Christmas present, let's say, a resolution that hazard pay should be granted to the sanitation workers, including getting wages that are a little higher than a take home of about $300 or $400 a week, which you cannot support a family. Finally, the first caller, I'm glad, spoke about assistance in paying ordinary bills, and we should remember that the MDC also is charging more, and they have some support, have given support for Operation Fuel. And so let's be sure, especially for Ms. Taylor in her comments, that we also include the water rates, and that people who have a hard time affording it should also get assistance in paying their water bill. That's always going up, just like the bill for heating. So I just repeat that a kind of respect is needed for all individuals, whether they're majority or minority, not to act like those Republicans in the Senate that just ignored Obama and his appointments and all of us who didn't happen to be Republicans. So I just conclude with that. That's enough. My time clock is running out, so I appreciate it, and let's continue to have a reconciliation for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Deutsch. Next, we have Cheryl Ewing. Is Cheryl Ewing on?
Yes, hello and good evening, City Council members. My name is Cheryl Ewing. I hope you can hear me well. I've worked as a school bus special ed driver for the Hartford Public Schools for 4 years. And this evening, I joined my fellow union members, Patricia Gaskin, Aracelis Coriana, and their concerns. Our union SEA represents many other yards like New Haven. And we have insured workers' wages and a roof over their head in these unprecedented times of uncertainty. Even with a remote learning system, frontline school bus transportation workers in every town which SEA represents, other than Hartford, continue to receive their paychecks even when the buses don't leave the yard. We must retain our workforce. Why don't Hartford workers have the same guarantee for wages? Now, that's a question that I hope you will all consider. Next week, we will move to a hybrid learning system, 4 days a week or even less. Who will pay us for our lost day of work? And what happens if we move to a full online system? How will we put food on our tables? Unemployment is no longer an option. Most of us have used almost all of our credits. This evening, I'm asking you to consider this. We are demanding the city of Hartford follow the steps of other cities who have ensured wages and job security for frontline workers transporting precious cargo, the children of the city. Thank you so much for your consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Ewing, for your comments. Next on our list is Carmen Wooster. Carmen, are you on? Is Carmen Wooster on? Carmen Wooster? Okay.
Yeah. Carmen.
Hello? Carmen, is that you?
Can you hear?
We have a hard time hearing you. Your phone is going in and out.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we hear you now.
Okay, my name is Reverend Carmen Wooster, and I live in the West End of Hartford. And I'm representing the Interreligious Eco Justice Network, which is a faith-based environmental organization that encourages faithful living and reflects a right relationship between humankind and the environment. And I also represent Connecticut Residents for Responsible Technology, which mission is to increase community awareness of the negative health effects of having macro cell towers to close proximity to homes and schools and nursing homes. My concern is I went to a West End civic meeting, and a participant there raised the question that they were going to place a cell tower in front of her house. And there was no one there who could answer the question. And my concern is urgent that the council engage us, the community, immediately in an informational meeting about the rollout of 5G in Hartford. Is the mayor there?
I'm sorry. Was that a question?
The question is the mayor there? He has been stated as citing as one who rolled out this program, but yet we, the community, have not heard about it.
Yes,
or been engaged in the conversation on it.
The mayor is not on our Court of Common Council public comment. However, we can look into this to find out what the actual plan is.
With we, the people, want to be included because we have a natural right to health, safety, and property rights, and we need engagement. It's not even a question. Engagement should be on the table. That's my statement.
Thank you very much. Next, this is Lou Santana.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Well, my name is Santana, and I'm here representing the interests of our organization, Vecinos Unidos, and it's a follow-up with Reverend Worcester. We are very concerned about what's going on with this installation of wireless 5G. It's kind of news to us. We've been hearing about this 5G is going to be the greatest thing that happens to us, and it's going to be a faster connection and all that stuff, which is fine. We have nothing against advancement in technology. However, we are very concerned about the negative effects on us. We should have the right to choose if we're willing to die for this high technology. You know, it should be a choice. Do we want to die for this high technology? From what we heard, there is a lot of controversial with this technology, this cells, and we understand that they've been putting those cells around our neighborhood, which a high density of poor people. And we need to be engaged in this, what's going on. We have the right to know what's happening with this. And what else? Well, you know, how many of these things are necessary? In terms of the risk that we are taking on this, and it's very, as we understand, it's a lot of controversies around this. It has been some controversies in other towns in the state of Connecticut, like Easton, and there have been some stories about the effect and of this magnetic waves, and also how bad it is for the environment. So we do looking forward to hear from the council and the mayor about getting together and letting us know what is going on, because we need to take a step back, regarding this 5G, to make sure that it's being done responsible and not put our people at risk. Poor people are not to be put at risk again. And get some technology trash on us too. So we would like to know about this resolution that it passed, that we understand from Council President Rosado. A resolution was passed. I cannot find any information about that, and it's also whether it was a hearing held or what happening with this meeting between the representative from Verizon and the city of Hartford and the state of Connecticut. So we do need to know what's going on, and we do expect, the elected officials to contact us so that we can have a conversation about what's going on with this, and we can slow down, because they're going too fast and people don't know what's happening to them. Is all the council there? Who's come besides Ms. Rosado and Shirley? Who else is in the meeting today? It's no. Who's there now?
Presently, we have our council president, Mally Rosado, Councilwoman Shirley Surgeon, Councilwoman Marilyn Rossetti, Councilwoman Wildelise Bermudez, Councilman Joshua Mitchum, Councilman Don Gale, and myself, Majority Leader Keisha Clark.
So this is the people that are there now. I would like to get some feedback, because this is like it's new to us, and we are really, really caught by surprise with what's going on, because we thought it was the only thing we heard is about the G5 is a great idea, and we haven't heard anything about what's the pros and cons of this technology.
That is something that we're going to have to get back to you on right now. This portion right here of our council meeting is for public comment. So the purpose of this is...
Are they going to have a discussion on this? Are we going to get an answer back on this? I mean, I'm looking for some answer.
That is something that we can get back to you on regarding this.
All right. Well, raise my case. Well, we're gonna get back to the council and the mayor on this.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for your comments. We appreciate it. Okay, next on our list is Leslie Hammond. Leslie Hammond. Is Leslie Hammond on?
Hi, it's Leslie Hammond. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Leslie Hammond, 1 Linden Place, Hartford. So thank you again for doing public comment monthly. It means a lot. And I really appreciate all the residents that just spoke before me. They're pretty amazing. And I urge all of them to keep at it and keep following through. You know, they might not understand with public comment that you guys don't give them feedback or say much. And so sometimes it can be frustrating to people because they feel like, you know, that you're not hearing them. So I know you're hearing them, but I urge everybody to follow through with emails. So a few things on my mind. I'll try to talk fast to get my 3 minutes in. I just found out that our tax payments are now being mailed to Boston. So I would love to have somebody check that out. That's pretty alarming. I was on a call with Sue Gutterman the other day, who's the person that works in the mayor's office that deals with people coming out of prison. And it was really amazing with all these resources. So I urge any of you that can to join that call once a month. It was really great to see how many people are really trying to help people getting out of prison. There's one gentleman on it. His name is Eloy Toppin. He's a project manager with the city, and I had never heard his name before. Supposedly what he does is he checks up on our, you know, when we give companies deals for taxes and so forth, he's the one that's checking to see if they're hiring the Hartford people like they said they're going to. So I'm trying to get in touch with him because I really like to know what his system is. And I'm pretty shocked. I never knew there was anybody that did that, but I'm pretty happy there's somebody that does that. I just would love to hear more, and I hope that you guys get reports on that. One of the companies I was thinking about is that Crop One Holdings that we 2 years ago gave them a blighted property, and I don't know what's happened to them. So I'm really curious if somebody could follow through on that. I went to the Swiss factory today and was really blessed to meet John Day, who's the angel of Edgewood. And I know a couple of you know her. And she now, Officer Barrett, has connected with her, and she has a community kitchen up there. And she is like an amazing woman. But the thing is she's not the Rockefellers. And it seems to me that now everybody is coming to her for help. And I'm just like sitting there with my mouth open because I'm like, how are you doing all this and not getting paid for it? So, you know, I know we constantly say we have no money, but I really hope those of you that are working with her figure out a way to get her some money. She's going to be doing meals for warming centers and all kinds of things, and has all these people coming to her now for food. She's getting donations from Bristol, East Windsor, Granby, and Springfield, because there was a newspaper article about her. So she's like, you know, a whirlwind and really, really incredible. But, you know, I gave her one of these boundary self-care, you know, lectures, and I hope that you guys help her financially. So thanks for your time, and stay safe, and go Biden and Kamala. I'm really happy. Bye.
Thank you very much for your comments. Next on our list is Ms. Karen Cato.
Hello, this is Karen Cato from 19 Baltimore Street, Hartford. Good evening, council members. I'm calling tonight to thank the Hartford Democratic City Council members for all their hard work in making the Civilian Police Review Board stronger and more effective. I'm glad to see that they have created a way to overrule the police chief when he backs up a bad cop, and a way for the community to help select board members. Racial justice is one of the most important issues facing our nation today. An important check on power of the police is the ability of citizens to complain about how the police treat people of Hartford. So thank you to the Democrats for listening to stakeholders, community leaders, and regular voters about the changes we need to make. Unlike some council members of the past, this group of Democrats are willing to take the hard issues that the voters need to be addressed.